What's up, Steven? Steven, let me know you can hear me. I was having issues with this microphone a few minutes ago. What's up, Eric? What time is it? 4:15. So all of the games past 4 o'clock that I had circled. What's up, Keith? Joseph. I'm not going to stay live too long. To be honest with you, I wasn't planning on going live today. I was just going to do a normal free play video. But, man, it's been absolutely insane. Well, did I take? Yeah, anything I release, I take. I've placed the bets before I even release them. So last night, or yesterday evening when I got my plays out, I worked until about 7 o'clock last night, and then had to leave. I went and grabbed some dinner, went to the office for a little while, grabbed some stuff, then I worked until I thought I was going to pull an all-nighter, and then finally around 4:30, I started to crash, and went to bed until 7 this morning, and then got up, and then before I knew it, it was just too late, and I was like, no use in doing a free play video. So I'm going live to make up for it for a few minutes. Yep, we will do some. Yeah, I did. You got it right, Cheryl. So yesterday, good day. Yale minus 14.5 winner. Rhode Island +1 winner, which was the free play that I gave you guys. That was a premium. Tampa Bay Lightning in regulation winner. Washington Capitals puck line winner. Rangers in regulation winner. Capitals in regulation top play winner. The Philadelphia Flyers, God, +150. It lost because it went into overtime, but the Flyers outplayed the Penguins. I'm not even mad about that loss, but we could have definitely used that +150. I'd make that play over again. Hurricanes, kind of the same thing. And I spoke my piece about the Lakers game yesterday and what happened. The Bucks was the disappointing one. Yeah, it makes sense. They'll sometimes do that for home teams. Because the thing is, it's hard to really gauge like a true plus money on a +1. Because a +1's essentially a pick 'em. You know what I mean? But yesterday, good day. Another fantastic day in the NHL. Guys, I know I mentioned it earlier in the week when we were talking about the Super Bowl package, but the NHL package that's $1,500 for the season. This has been my biggest year as far as clients in the NHL, and it's been nothing short of spectacular. I mean, not at any point have we been under 75% in premium plays this year. Not at any time have we been below 85% in NHL top plays. So, and I mean, we're high volume. I mean, just yesterday, 6 plays, 4 and 2 with a top play. So obviously $1,500 of the season. We ran some specials around Black Friday and stuff. And once we reached the halfway mark, I told everybody that I would be cutting the price in half to $750. But what I've done for like a Super Bowl special, kickoff Black History Month, whatever you want to call it, I dropped it from $750 to $500, and it will be that way until tomorrow. It probably 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon. Usually we do updates like that at midnight, but being that we've got to go in and pull the Super Bowl package down at about that time, I'm having them change that price back then. So you still got some time, but if you want to get on the NHL, let me know. It's there. All major credit cards, PayPal, Venmo, anything. $500 until tomorrow. There is no Power 5 team. I say Power 5 like it's football. Power Conference team. There is no major Power Conference team that I hate taking more in any sport than Stanford. Football, basketball, baseball when they have it. Oh, that reminds me. So, I spoke to a few people from multiple different sports books, one from MGM Properties. Apparently, there's going to be a huge ramp up in college baseball betting this year. And I think that they're going to do it this year as maybe a trial and error type thing, because they always take baseball bets in certain situations. They don't do it a lot. Then once the College World Series comes around, you can bet on it just about anywhere. But apparently, they're going to be taking a lot of action this year on it. And I keep up with college baseball just like I do with the MLB. As far as major conferences go, even some of the mid-majors, I am very, very intertwined into the college baseball world because I get to know these players well before they get drafted. So if you guys are interested, I will most certainly create a college baseball package, have it out there. It's not going to be as high volume as the MLB, but it will, if your book's going to take it, let me know and I'll put it out there because it most certainly makes money. All right. So good day yesterday. Like I said, I'm going to, I don't know what my plans are for tomorrow as far as content goes. I know that I'll probably be doing a free play video late tonight for tomorrow. And then if in the morning I can get everything done early enough, I may go live for a few minutes because, again, we never go live on Mondays, but Tuesdays we always do. And because I'm hitting the road Monday afternoon or hitting the air to go to a event with the Red Sox, I'm not going to be back in time Tuesday to go live. So obviously I want to make up for it. So we'll just see what happens there. Yeah, Rice is always competitive enough. Problem is, it's hard to get past your true, just your long-standing historical programs, your LSU's, Texas, Ole Miss, South Carolina, even North Carolina. So, it's hard to get past stuff like that. What's up, Ruben? So a couple of plays that I did not have on the card today, but definitely drew some interest is number one, I like +3, Wake Forest at home. Truth be told, if you just want to go off of pure statistics, the line's actually correct because Clemson would in this situation the way they've played recently, which is, and then plus the way Wake Forest has played recently, you would have Clemson as about a 5-point favorite at home, but they're on the road. The problem is what I don't think a lot of people are realizing, and obviously the odds makers aren't realizing it either, is Clemson's success hasn't come from the way they have played. It's coming from the way that their opponents are playing, whether it be just overlooking them, playing down to the level of competition, having an off night, whatever. And it's been right place, right time sort of thing that's bagged them some big wins that now people are just looking at the final score and the win-loss going, oh, Clemson's here, they're good, they're this, they're that, when they're really not. Now, Wake Forest isn't a good basketball team either in the grand scheme of things, but that's a true basketball school where Clemson is not. This right here is a rivalry between these two schools. Not as much as other things, but it definitely is in just about every sport. So Wake's going to come to try to make a statement because even though Clemson's not as good as their wins have, made them out to be, it's still a big one because, hey, Clemson beat Duke. Clemson beat North Carolina in Chapel Hill. So for Wake Forest to be able to beat Clemson at home, it would be a big motivator for those guys, those students, program, the fans, everything. So I think they're going to come out and leave it all out on the court today. And I think that they've got a really good chance to win outright at home. So, I mean, as a strong lean, I'll take Wake Forest +3 at home. Because if you really want to break down statistics alone and just forget wins and losses, I've got Clemson on a neutral site minus a point. So what does that tell you if Wake Forest is at home? What's up, Jerry? Just a program. It's the most storied women's program in history. Well, I guess you could throw Tennessee into that mix. But she had gone over there. He had some ties with WNBA players that had gone there, as well as obviously he was doing a lot of camps and training with some Oregon players. But when he started getting really involved in the WNBA and women's basketball, there were quite a few UConn players that were coming into the league that he was doing workouts with and everything else. So, of course, he was going to support the university. She got to go see the program, see the environment, see how they played, and that's she just made her mind up. That's where I want to be. And really, Kobe has no dog in the fight because he didn't go to a university. He has no allegiance to anyone. I guess you would think geographically USC or UCLA or something. But if you really want to talk about a women's program this day and age, you'd be UConn, South Carolina. And then, of course, Tennessee will always be at the forefront. But things like that. But I think she would have done really well there. Oregon's another big one too, but she had done made her mind up. Yale should be an easy winner, but that line's off. Playing on a back-to-back, I'd lay off at Yale. If I was forced to pick the game, I think I'd take the points just for shits and giggles. I'm glad you see it, Steven. Kawhi's a little bitch. He's more fragile than James Harden. And I think all of you know how I feel about James Harden. Kawhi's just this quiet, talks about he rests because he wants to be ready for the postseason. Well, Jesus Christ, I mean, at least help your team be competitive on a nightly basis. Don't ever expect me to say that you were great when you don't even play. I mean, look at people like Jordan and Pippen and Bryant and Robinson and Duncan and, even LeBron that go out there on a nightly basis and play. Like, I get it down at the end of the season in those last few weeks, if your playoff spot's already solidified, maybe even home court, first round, stuff like that, then, yeah, take some time off, rest, because then it really doesn't matter anymore. But until then, if you can play, you should be playing. It's one thing to, say, okay, listen, we've played 3 games in 4 nights or whatever. I'm going to go play, but if we're up, I'm going to sit down early, take some extra minutes off. I get that and totally respect it. But for you just to be like, oh, we played last night, I don't play back-to-backs, go fuck yourself. He should have never left the Spurs, in my opinion. I mean, because look, he leaves the Spurs. He kind of leaves them with a bad taste in their mouth. He goes to Toronto. They win a championship by the. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that was a miracle. I mean, they flat out they took care of business in the finals, but I think that it was luck that they were there to begin with. And now you leave them and you go to LA. Like, I get it. I'd rather be in LA than Toronto too, but like. Man, how many teams are you going to, have something good with, something special with, that you're just going to turn your back on? Like, if the Clippers win this year, what are you going to do? Have your agent convolute another something in your contract so you can now go play for Boston? I'm not even going to go over that game. If you want to play Oregon. I refuse to back Stanford in any serious game. They are the most unbackable team in college basketball when it comes to big names. I think about it the same way in football. I hate playing games involving that team. You back them, they could be playing the Texas Christian Girls School of the Deaf, Dumb, and Blind. And they could be favored by 3, and they'd lose outright. And then they could go play a number 1 team the very next day and win by 40. Stanford is the most inconsistent, pathetic university when it comes to athletics. Sorry. Didn't mean to go on a little rant there. I don't like the game, Steven. I think that the line is suspicious. I think that Oregon's on upset alert here because Stanford has the ability to defend them if they can slow them down. But that's a big if. So if Oregon keeps the pace up, Oregon's going to trounce this team. But if Stanford can slow them down, then Stanford's going to out-defend them. That's my opinion. But I wouldn't touch the game with a 10-foot pole, but that's just me. So what did we do there? We did Wake Forest +3 as a lean. I'm intrigued a little bit by Wofford at 11 at minus 11. Sanford's one of those teams that is just a thorn in your side. That's what I'm saying. I mean, my personal recommendation to you would to not be play the game, but if you I'll tell you, another team that's on upset alert today. What time is it? Yeah, we got a little time before this one starts. Navy laying 2.5 to Loyola, Maryland. I think Loyola, Maryland may pull the upset at home. I kind of feel the same way about New Orleans playing Southeastern Louisiana, catching 2.5 on the road. I think New Orleans is the better team there in that spot. What's up, Nathan? Purdue should win it. The line should be 8, not 5.5, but Northwestern that's the spoiler team in the Big Ten. Illinois started out as the spoiler team this year, but now Illinois has become a true competitor. Northwestern sucks. They're not a good team, but they are a spoiler team every night of the week. It doesn't matter how big of a mismatch it is. When Northwestern's playing at home and they get into a rhythm, teams tend to overlook Northwestern a lot. As they, which is understandable because they're just not a good team. But overlooking a team like that is what will inevitably bite you in the ass. So, for that reason, because, numbers-wise, if I'm going to follow my system, I got to take Purdue. But I just don't. And trust me, I've been an advocate for Purdue this year. I think they're a very talented squad. They have no problem handling Northwestern. I just know what teams have done this year against Northwestern. I've seen the times that people have just disregarded them, and I've seen Northwestern be a pain in the ass to people. So, no play for me. Dana, I only have one NBA play tonight. It is not in that game, but I had that game circled. I like the Pacers. I really do. I didn't like it enough to make it a premium play, but I threw half a unit on there for some fun money. But I got it at 10.5. No, Steven, I'm going to hold off on that, brother, because I only got the ones that I liked, and that is in the Super Bowl package, so I'm going to hold off on that. here's your free play. You got a little time to get it in. Money line, minus 125, Arkansas State at home over Coastal. I like that game. Coastal, in my mind, is a team going in the right direction. Arkansas State's not been playing bad as far as, to the standard of the team that they are. But Arkansas State, this coming year, I think some pieces are going to be moving around. Coastal's on a big uptick. And once they truly figure out how to utilize the pieces they have and where they need to use them, Coastal's going to be up in there of the echelon of the Furmans and the Woffords and a lot of your SoCon teams. So they're in the right direction. But where Coastal shines is where Arkansas State shines as well. So truth be told, with a team that's just a little bit bigger and a little bit faster, when statistically they're about deadlocked even, I'll take the bigger, the faster team and the home team at that on the money line. I think Michigan may what is Michigan today? Minus 1.5? That's about right, I guess. Rutgers is... They're tearing it up, but... I've already got all my premium and top play wagers in for the day. But I'm going to go ahead and play some of these leans we've been talking about. Hoo. I'm tired. Good, we've gotten through this pretty quick. How many plays have we done so far? 4 now? How about a premium play? There's 38 people in here with 15 likes. That's not acceptable. Let's get that up. Everybody in here that has not hit the like button, hit it right meow. And what I'm going to do in return is I'm going to give you a handful of bets. Now here's the thing. These didn't make the card. They were just barely away from making the card. Some of them actually they actually met the criteria to do it, but there were other games that were higher rated, and so I chose those over these and decided to keep, not put out 40 games. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 games I'm going to give you that just barely missed the cut. I had my reasons for taking them off. But it would probably be a good idea that, let's just say that you are a $100 a game better for a normal premium style play. Well, then play 50 on all these. Put a half unit on them, flat bet them across the board, and I think that in a group of these plays, you can turn some profit. We have a top play going at 7 p.m. tonight. Super Bowl package is $25. It's a Super Bowl top play with 9 prop bets. Available till 5 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. Also expiring at 5 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow is the discount on the NHL package. The best NHL in the business, bar none. No one's even coming remotely close to the numbers we are hitting in the great sport of hockey. I didn't give out Pacers. Somebody just asked about it. Yeah, I said I like New Orleans plus 2.5. And keep in mind, guys, these are all leans. If y'all can get up to 50 likes in about the next 5 minutes, I'll give you a premium play. I'm going to give you the ones that just barely missed the cut. Put a half of your normal premium wager on each of these, and we'll turn some profit off of them. They just didn't quite make the cut to be premium plays for me. All right. Ones that just missed the cut: Northern Colorado minus 9.5, Southern Utah minus 12, Oral Roberts minus 15, and then I had one that I mulled over for a while, but I just don't have enough trust in them, and I had the utmost faith in their opponent. That's New Mexico State. New Mexico State's minus 10, 10.5, maybe 11 in some spots by now. But statistically and in my system, they actually met the criteria to be a premium play. I don't trust New Mexico State enough when they're playing a team that everybody's overlooking, that all of my premium clients know we're making money off of, and that's Grand Canyon. Great coach, great program, very aggressive team, a team that's certainly going places. I enjoy the hell out of watching this team. I've got the utmost faith that they can hang with anybody on any given night if they're dialed in. New Mexico State can get beaten by the worst of the worst on any given night. Is New Mexico State the better team? Hell yes. But I can't just go off of statistics in this one because I've seen the will, the fight, and the absolute aggressiveness of Grand Canyon, even if they are on the road. So take it as you will. Statistically, it's right. The line should have been 15 based on stats. If you can get it at 10.5, I'm not mad at you for playing a little bit of money on New Mexico State. Statistically, it's a good play. I will not have any money on that game. 0. Southern Utah and Oral Roberts, I both put some fun money on. Small lane Portland Trailblazers plus 6.5. And the reason is I still think Utah's a better team than Portland, but I'd be damned if Damian Lillard ain't playing the best ball of anybody in the league. You put him and Zion on a team right now, it'd be the best team in the NBA, bar none. with the way those two are playing. Damian Lillard is playing. I mean, I can't even put into words how phenomenal he's playing. Oral Roberts, Southern Utah, Northern Colorado. New Mexico State if you want it, but I laid off completely. All right, dudes. I hear my wife calling my daughter. She's about to leave to go to a sleepover, so I'm going to see her off. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. Here's your free premium play. I'm taking Murray State minus 17 tonight over Edwardsville. Edwardsville, they just don't show up enough for me. I like that game. Sorry we couldn't go longer, but it was a nice little 37-minute show. Gave out a bunch of plays. You guys will see me back tomorrow. Congrats on a great day to everyone yesterday. Tomorrow it'll either be a free play video or a live show, one or the other, if not both. Super Bowl pack is $25. Comes with my Super Bowl top play as well as my 9 prop wagers. NHL full season with postseason all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals on sale for $500. Goes away tomorrow at 5 p.m. So make sure you jump on. Or a 3-day pass for $50, $99 gets you 7 days, or the cheapest in the industry, $299, 30 days. You guys have a great Saturday, and I will holler at you tomorrow.